Fantastic way of pulling together now. We want to pull together in the next half hour and think about what can we say as a group in a 5-minute presentation to the others with our tail feather. And then we'll just have time for thank yous and coming together. And
Peter, is there any, I'm looking to see if there's any little things. We're just making a quick letter to the farmer saying thanks for popping out my head. Is there any little things in there that we could write?
I'm sorry, shaking the camera. Anything that, what, sorry?
Any of those little acronyms?
Like how do you say my? Would you write MY or is there a short form for that?
No, that's pretty short.
How about they? Is that TX?
TX, TNX, THX.
THX.
Yeah.
I have THX.
Oh,
Sorry. Yours looks delicious.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Which way is up?
Take a guess.
okay, let's take 5 minutes per table to present and express what you have come up with today. So, Carl's table, can I begin with you, please?
Fall is the fullness of the year. The smells, the tastes, the shapes, and the colors that make up the fall are known, but not necessarily appreciated by all of us. Smells are those of ripe fruits, vegetables, and grain recently cut, separated, and stored. And brilliant yellow, pale, red, pale green leaves, some still on the trees, and others over grass. Still others are still on the surface of ponds. Tastes are the fresh fruits and the vegetables, and the shapes are the plump shapes of fruit still clinging and vegetables still clinging to the vine, and others such as squash comfortably seated on the ground. It is time to be grateful that our larders will be filled again for another year. And then we have various points.
Well, thank you, John, especially for the cards with words, because right away I could see myself walking through orchards, maybe. I love fruit, and somebody did let me pick whichever fruit I wanted. Thank you. In the imagination, it was all right. So I was picking up the fruit I liked and wanted, and thank you for it.
Fall is a pause after a busy summer outdoors, on the beach and in the hills. Rain keeps us indoors and makes us sit down for a while to drink tea, read, write, or just dream. An in-between season before the harshness and chill of winter.
My goodness. Fall is upon us once we pass the equinox. Not only do the leaves begin to start falling down, acorns, chestnuts, and all kinds of fruits are getting ready to be harvested. I recognize fall as one of the most important seasons of the years. You know, the falling of the fruits and nuts, we are lucky. Pumpkins do not grow on trees and would come dropping down on us.
I just need the one. Just the one.
Oh, just the one.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for everything. I'm blessed to have a lot of good friends, and good family, and lots of sunshine. And to live in North Vancouver and have such a wonderful group of writers.
All right.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. How about this table? Are we ready? Okay.
All right. Well, we were all grateful to be able to cooperate together to come up with showing our gratitude. And we were thankful to have a young member come and join us. So we have sort of all ages represented in our piece, and we just came up with words to put in the crisp air. Feel the leaves turn as they show us the beauty of change. Thank you. What is your name? You for coming up with that. And full hearts mean and a full belly. That's what we thought about. And sharing your abundance and leaves of love. And to write down falling, because that's what you feel like it's falling. And be present in your moments of gratitude and shower others with your blessings and love. And food leaves full bellies, thanks falls on the table.
Lovely, thank you so much. Excellent. Yeah. How about over here, just behind you?
This is our fall quilt, and it's set for Thanksgiving dinner. So each block has something that we can eat for Thanksgiving and be thankful about. And we each have some things that we wrote from the first prompt that we want to read. Do you want to read yours?
Okay. Red, yellow, orange, brown. Glorious autumn leaves. Start of the fall season. Sad that summer's over and means heading into winter. Fall is also time for enjoying indoor festivities with family and friends. Crisp weather brings sweaters and boots, and watching squirrels frantically getting their winter meals tucked away, hopefully to be found next spring.
Thank you very much.
For the Horn of Plenty, I just wrote consciousness of the Western world situation compared to the rest of the world.
All right. Very profound.
And turkey leftovers, just turkey pot pies for the rest of the fall.
We'll come to your house for that.
And Pat?
Okay. And I took the prompts and wrote a little, tried to include every word in the prompt. Oh, thank you. Okay. The family stared in appreciation at the North Vancouver mountain behind their house. The red maples were in full glory, as were the yellow and orange leaves of the horse chestnut and honey locust. These triumphs of color towered over the brown bush that appeared dying by the hedge. The backyard was a horn of plenty of color and light on this fine sunny day after Thanksgiving, when all that was left of the family's feast were turkey leftovers. And we also wrote a Twitter together. None of us do Twitter, so we had to ask our cameraman how to write things. So I'll read what it says, but you'd have to see the short forms that we learned to use for it. And this was the turkey's thoughts. Dear farmer, thanks for not chopping my head off. TTUL. Talk to you later. LOL. Lots of love. P.S. Breathin' free.
Thank you very much. It's good. Yeah. Thank you. And I think we have one more.
Okay, we were a small but mighty group, and Evelyn and Lise are both from Quebec. So I actually got to learn a lot about Thanksgiving in Eastern Canada, and we concentrated on stories rather than our feather because it was just so interesting listening to them. And Evelyn is a historical novel writer, so we chose to write about Samuel de Champlain's very first Thanksgiving in Canada. Samuel de Champlain stood in the doorway, hands on his hips, and smiled with great satisfaction. He was providing the good food and the good wine and the huge barrel of beer. The settlers had to get used to the local food. The native people had grown squash and corn for their main staples, and the French showed them how to make fine ale. All the French settlers were there, and they invited all the natives from the local village because it was so important to give thanks for all they had in this new place. And the native people had been so very good to the settlers. They lit a huge bonfire. Everyone present gathered around. The children laughed and clapped their hands as the native people danced. The food was magnificent. Squash, beans, acorns, water chestnuts crackled and roasted at the edge of the fire. And on the top perched the turkey, plucked and dressed with herbs and roasting merrily, the juices flowing down and spitting in the fire. The aromas teased the senses of the settlers, and they bowed their heads in thanks.
Amen. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing this Thanksgiving. It was really fun. It was really a marvelous thing to see come to fruition.